Hey everybody, my name is Taylor. I am a therapist and I work at HeartSupport, which is a mental health nonprofit in the music industry, particularly the hardcore industry. So we're going to react to one of my favorite bands of all time, Bring Me the Horizon. They just had a new song, Lost, come out, and I'm so excited to listen to it. And then we're going to talk about how the lyrics relate to mental health and hopefully give you inspiration to live the best life possible and give you some skills along the way. So let's freaking do it. I love a 1, 2, 3, 4 count.
Watching Evangelion with a big fat slug of cannon. I lost the plot a little while ago. My dog just died, my friends hate me. I saw myself on MTV. And my ego is not my amigo. Oh, maybe I don't belong on this planet. Red crescent moons all over my hands. It's too much to take, I can't understand it. Someone tell me, why am I this way? Stupid medicine, not doing anything. What the hell is fucking wrong with me? I guess there's no remedy, I'm so terribly lost. Imaginary enemies, suicidal tendencies. Serotonin's proper on its arse. I used to go to therapy, but the doctor tried to section me. The next time that I open up to someone will be my autopsy. Because I don't think I belong on this planet. Red crescent moons all over my head. It's so much to take, I can't fucking stand it. Someone tell me, why am I this way? Stupid medicine, not doing anything. What the hell is fucking wrong with me? I guess there's no remedy. Oh, worst enemy, I'm so terribly lost.
Ooh.
If I keep this up,
I think I'm gonna break down.
I think I'm gonna break down. Someone tell me, why am I this way? Stupid medicine, not doing anything. What the hell is fucking wrong with me? I guess there's no remedy, I'm so terribly low. Why am I this way? Stupid medicine, not doing anything. What the hell is fucking wrong with me? I guess there's no remedy. Oh, worst enemy, I'm so terribly lost.
The last one must have come from the bad batch.
Oh my god, I love Bring Me the Horizon so much. I feel like that was like a little less metalcore, even a little more like MCR-esque. I was like really hearing a little My Chem influence. Okay, let's look at those lyrics because they were like, this is a mental health song. This is a song about mental health. Right away in the first verse, a little while ago, my dog just died, my friends hate me, I saw myself on MTV, and my ego is not my amigo. No. I think it's like clever, but what I do think it points to is that when we're going through something, there is a tendency to see things through a specific lens where we filter out all of the good things that are happening. So this is part of why when something bad happens, it feels like everything bad starts happening because we are already so low that when another bad thing happens, it just feels like another hit to our ego. and not in our ego in a way of like, our confidence, but our ego in a way of like, oh, I don't deserve bad things to keep happening to me. And so often when one really big bad thing happens, it feels like they happen all at once, but it's maybe more so true that we are unable to see the good things that are actually happening at the same time. Why am I this way? Stupid medicine, not doing anything. What the hell is wrong with me? I guess there's no remedy. I'm so terribly lost. So there's truly so many ways I could go with this, but I think that the most important thing is that as much as we wish that there was one thing that was going to fix or solve someone's mental health is not something that can be solved with one remedy. Most of the time, it's a combination of things. And I like to use this analogy with my clients is that everyone has their own mental health cake. Whether they're struggling with a mental illness or not, everyone has mental health. And in order to maintain positive mental health, everyone needs a different set of ingredients because they have a different preferred type of cake. If I want to make carrot cake, I'm going to need a different set of ingredients than if I want to make chocolate cake. And what goes into my mental health cake are the things that keep me healthy. So if I want like chocolate cake, maybe those things are therapy, maybe they're medication, maybe they're faith, maybe they're journaling. If I like carrot cake, maybe my cake includes meditation, medication, a community group, and exercise. Everybody is going to need a different set of things to help improve their mood. And it can feel really overwhelming when we put all of our eggs in one basket, in one modality of healing. And it puts a lot of pressure on that modality. Research shows over and over again that medicine is the most effective in conjunction with therapy, right? And that therapy is the most effective with positive, healthy lifestyle changes. What those changes might be specifically, it may be different from everyone, but there are some baseline ingredients that are helpful for every cake, right? Like flour, sugar, eggs. And sometimes you can take those ingredients out and still make a delicious cake. If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling lost, start by thinking about your cake. And if you notice that you're putting all of your healing into one modality, try to add more things that help you feel better. I really am excited to talk about this line, actually. As soon as I was reading it while he was saying it, I was like, ah! Okay, I used to go to therapy, but the doctor tried to section me. The next time that I open up to someone will be my autopsy. This line is so important. It allows me to talk about something that I think is like so important when we think about therapy. And it is the fact that many people will go to one therapist and they won't have a good experience and then they will never go to therapy again. And I am here to tell you that in the same way that there are bad lawyers and there are bad doctors and there are bad singers, there are bad therapists. And also, someone that isn't a right fit for you might not always be a bad therapist. It just might not be a good fit, not be the right fit. Therapy is like dating. It is like you go and you try and you find, you go a few times, you go on a few dates, and then you evaluate, is this the right fit or not? And if it's not, just because that date didn't go well, you don't decide automatically, well, love isn't for me, I'm never going to find anyone. No, you try again. You go on another date with someone else. And it might take a few tries to find a good person. And you can help increase that process by narrowing down what you're looking for in a therapist and going on, websites that like Psychology Today that help you search for those specific things. If you know, for example, the type of therapy that you want to do or the type of person that you want to receive therapy from, you can actually ask for those things. And then in the same way, in the first session that the therapist asks you questions about yourself to get to know you, you can ask them questions about themselves and about their way of working. Now, not personal questions about their personal life, but questions about like how they conceptualize mental health struggles and how they typically work with clients, and if they think that this would be a good fit, and what about their expertise do they think would be supportive for working with you? That can be really helpful. The one more thing I will say about that is you can go to therapy and it will still take time. You're not going to go to one therapy session and feel better. It will take the therapist at least a few sessions to gather all of the information that they need about you and really get to know you before it will really start to help. And even then, it is not a quick fix. But my encouragement is that if you see a bad therapist, I'm so sorry that happened to you. If you see someone that didn't make you feel seen or heard or that just wasn't a good fit, try again. Because chances are is there is someone that will be willing to show up and be there and support you if you are willing to continue to give it another try. And if I keep this up, I think I'm going to break down. And if I keep this up, I think I'm going to break down. Something that I think is really important that I notice about a lot of my clients is that they know that the things that they are doing are not helpful to them and that they're actually hurting them a lot of the time. And there's this belief in this type of therapy that I like called dialectical behavior therapy. It's amazing. That everyone is doing the best they can. And if they could do better, they would do better. And I really believe that. And so sometimes we can see ourselves. We're like, this is hurting me. This isn't working for me. And yet I don't yet know a better way to do it. But I'm scared that if I keep doing it this way, I'm going to break down. And that's why having support of any kind can be helpful so that you can really see those things. And then you can start to implement new ways of doing things, new coping skills that you can try, new ways of thinking about the world. And actually being in a place where you're saying, if I keep this up, I think I'm going to break down is a really powerful place to be because it means that you have awareness around your problem. You have awareness that this isn't the way that you want to live your life. This isn't the way that you want to feel. And that some of the things that you are doing or not doing are contributing to this. That awareness is the first step. If you don't know about a problem, you can't start to work through it. So actually saying like, oh my gosh, if I keep this up, if I stay in this place, I think I'm going to break down is a place of awareness that allows you to move from awareness into action. So don't beat yourself up if you need help for what that action might look like. And also, action takes time. It takes time to feel better. And sometimes we might take a few steps back before we really see ourselves taking steps forward. Okay, I am in love with this song and Bring Me the Horizon. And I love you. And if you are struggling with anything, you can share what you're struggling with in the comments by tagging @HeartSupport. And our community will respond with love and encouragement. We are here for you. We are here to support the music community and the fans in it. We love you. Have a good day.